We are live. Welcome everyone to the Half Guard Halfy channel because that's how they say my name in Portuguese. So it's not an R, it's an H. So, which for the longest time, by the way, I thought Henry's name was Angel because that's what I always hear when they say his
Wait,
name.
what?
I always heard Angel, like Angel. That's what I heard for the longest time. Until
So
he's like, he's like Henry. I'm like Henry. Like, how's your name Henry?
yeah,
Anyways, we're back again reviewing some jiu-jitsu stuff, jiu-jitsu talk. We have Henry. We're going to be reviewing Sarah's fight, his wife's fight from Pans, and we got Justen in the building as always. Shout out to Justen. Justen inspired me to go watch Killing Me Softly once we're done here because I watched his review. It was amazing. It is getting a lot of views. So shout out to Justen. Keep up the good work. All right. All right. So let's start off with this real quick because I saw this the other day. Do you guys think that Conor McGregor can be the president of Ireland?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
It's got so much negative publicity right now that I don't see that happening.
I mean, you've seen stranger things happen, right?
Yeah, man. I think I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I think a lot of Manny Pacquiao ended up being a senator in the
It's a good
Philippines.
point. It's a good point.
So I mean, and a lot of I think some retired baseball players tend to try to link up with politics too in the foreign countries. So it's not. I don't think it's wild to say. You know, wouldn't be the first time a certain type of personality was a was a
Yeah,
political
that's what I
figure.
was thinking.
So you know, I mean,
Yeah, man.
He has a pretty big
Yeah.
personality.
yeah.
What you think,
I'd
Justin?
be
I
interested to see that, man.
I feel like there's a chance, but I don't know. I feel like it's a long shot though, because yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a long shot that he'd actually win. I don't know. Like it.
I don't know how the people feel about him over there. Do you guys know? Do they generally like him or dislike him over in Ireland?
Ever
That's a
since the
good
rape
question.
allegation, I heard they don't really like him ever since he got caught up in that scandal.
Oh, that's okay. Dang.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
Good point.
and it's like recent, which is I mean it doesn't change it, but it's just the fact that like with politics, they start digging and they don't have to dig. They're like, oh right, we don't even need to.
it's a good point. I
So
didn't
He
even think
lost a
about
lot.
that.
He lost a lot of endorsements. He lost the proper 12 alcohol. They
yeah,
dropped him from that, and yeah. So
Yeah, it's
he
over.
lost a lot. So,
Yeah, it's over. Well,
yeah.
so much for that. Well, in that case, tough luck. All right. Well, in that case, let's get started. We're gonna start off with reviewing Nahum's match from Pans. Oh, by the way, I didn't tell you guys about this. So, if we have enough time, I also have my 2024 Pans match pulled up. I have never watched it before because it was that
well,
bad and I really didn't care about it. I just wanted to put like the whole preparing for Pans behind me. Nahum knows what I'm talking about. We were in the struggle
Yeah,
together.
yeah, get you. I
But
get you.
I was like, yeah, why not? It's been over a year, might as well. But if we have time, we'll throw that in there as well. If not, then next time. Oh, also, Brian, um, 16-year-old phenomenal purple belt. He's actually going to do the Brazil Arrow, however you say it. I think it's
so
next weekend.
Oh, man.
So he said he's going to come on and review his fights after as well.
Okay,
So
that's
we'll probably have him for not next week, but 2 weeks when we do it again. That'd be pretty
okay.
Okay,
cool.
good.
So cool. All right, let's jump over to the first fight for tonight. See the new setup and everything. Look at that. You guys see that new setup and all. All right,
See,
I'm gonna.
the budget went up.
What happened?
The budget went up in the production.
yeah.
Hey, I'm telling you, once I start, I'm like, oh, okay, what else can I do? What else can I do? And then we start That's what we get. All right. Let's start. Let's start. What? Is there some? Hold on, give me a second. Something looks funny. Oh, that's the thing. All right, cool. So this fight is Nahum versus the other guy, and we shall get to it. Let's go.
So this is my first time watching the whole fight, not like the first 2 minutes since it happened, but it's also my first time fighting in the heavyweight division. So I've never done that
That's a good point.
in any of the belts. I've never done heavyweight. So I wanted to initially kind of feel him out. My plan of action going into the was I never wanted to pull guard. If anything, I was hoping he would pull guard. And within like the first couple of seconds, I was kind of feeling out to see if he was just going to be gripping or was he going to try to pull. So my initial thought here, and I wanted to ask you guys was, I've been in some matches where they restart us right there from a same position. They just drag us back in to the almost the center. And in this case, is the first time I had it where we reset down at the middle, like back to dabbing up. So, what are you guys' thoughts on that? Because for me, that never happened to me before.
Go back to it because I think that you established position, like side control, because that's probably why they stood you up before she stopped it. That you had the side control.
So I would argue that I had the
There,
sweep there.
it's,
I would
it
argue
was
that
like
I
let's
had
see
it,
there. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's like
and
you see.
she never gave me the side.
Yeah, it was because it was scramble. You didn't hold it for
So
3 seconds, right? 'Cause it was more like a
yeah,
scramble. He was trying to.
so I felt there that they should have probably. I guess again for me, I'm just asking out loud to you guys. Did you feel like that was proper, like to reset in the middle?
I feel like something like that. Normally, you start. I mean, I feel like they're supposed to start you like from that same position, just back in the middle. Usually, I
Yeah,
mean, at least that's what I've seen from most matches. Like they'll
that's been
they'll drag.
that was my experience too, Justin. That's why again, this was a first for me. I didn't. I don't know. I know every judge is different, and Henry, I know you call out sometimes the rules change every year. Sometimes I personally
Yeah.
didn't look into the rules this year to be fair with y'all, but I don't know.
But from the looks of it, from what I see, side control wasn't established. If you would have had side control, then yeah, they should have restarted your side control. But he was trying to turn
Got
turtle there right before she stopped it, and I don't know. Just there's a female, yeah, female. Right before she stopped it, he was going turtle. So there, I don't because it looks like a scramble there. You still haven't got control for the side, and then he turned yeah turtle there, and she stopped it.
and that seatbelt too, man. Damn.
Yeah,
Plus,
I feel like I feel like she take everything from me. Like
whatever
turtle.
you had established over there, you were you guys were already out of bounds. You know what I mean? So like there was not a position, like there wasn't a half guard, there wasn't not a half guard, there wasn't a like a guard, there wasn't a side control or anything, and you guys were out of
It's
bounds.
neutral.
yeah.
So I think that's why like they pulled you back in to start to reset. You know what I mean? That's what I would see from it, because there was like no position, and you guys were like even outside of the yellow lines.
Gotcha.
I
I mean,
probably would have restarted you guys at the middle. So sorry, no.
it's it's weird that she let y'all continue though, because it was out of bounds and you kept going. So I'm like, I don't know, I'd have to relook at the rules, but like if she
I don't
lets
think
you
she
keep
wanted
going
to.
and
But you know what I mean? You usually don't stop until I tell you to stop. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
mean. Like it, because normally as soon as you go out, they'll stop. So if they let you keep going, I don't know, but
I don't think she wanted to get in the middle of two heavyweights. It looked like she was trying to get y'all to stop, but she's like, I need to
yeah,
She,
pick my moment.
She was
she
in
didn't know
that
how.
middle together.
Yeah,
yeah.
she's like, all right, and now it's a good time. Like he's trying to
She's
get a
like, I don't
side
want to get
control,
rolled
but
over.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it was fair to reset it to the middle, because Yeah, she's actually telling you to stop. Like as soon as you had like trying to establish some type of control, she's like, all right, let's reset now. So she was probably like
Gotcha.
ready to reset like for a while. But
Yeah,
that
that's
was a
fair.
nice reversal
Yeah.
Yeah.
of the takedown.
Yeah, I think
Yeah. Time.
I felt like I exposed myself on that initial one because I remember professor was telling me to lock up in the grips, right? Like dual grips. And I mirror matched him on one. And I was just trying to get a sense for what kind of power he was coming to the table with at this division. And so I kind of was like feeling him out. And then you'll see like we're just matching each other there and one hand off. Ideally, I would have liked to have gripped that elbow, but he was making sure he was pulling his arms away too, so I couldn't like engage there. But I think that was also him, and looking at the video, probably baiting me for him to go for the sweep for the quick blast.
Yeah. And this was confusing here because you took a long time to
So
figure out what to do or
yeah,
who the advantages.
so that happened either. I never had them reset us in the middle, and then essentially almost like like in football, instant review play, right? So now she's then on the headset, going to the guys on the side who are reviewing the monitor. You got professor in the back, saying like, "Where's the 2 points?" She wasn't going to give me the sweep points either originally, so he had to challenge her on that. So it was just going to be an advantage to him, and it would have been 0-0 advantage to him.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, and in my head, again in the moment, I'm convinced I had also sides. So in my mind, I'm arguing to her and professor that it should be 5-0 instead of 2-0. But again, this went on. I felt like 3 to 4 minutes. Like, like she was just not. They had not decided.
Sick.
So even then, look, I still don't even have the points from the sweep.
Yeah, you don't. That's interesting.
Hmm.
When did you
Yeah.
get?
So
Did you even get them?
I did. I got the sweep, and remember we wrote to the side and stuff. I don't know when eventually they gave it to me, but I felt like that kind of creeped into my head on how like the match was being refereed. So I was like, it started getting in my head. But then I was like, let me try to lock up with this guy and feel him out for his power, stuff like that. I kind of felt, at least from there, I was comfortable locking up with him. But if you notice here, I start really looking down a lot. And I in hindsight looking at that, I don't normally do that. I normally am like making eye contact, right? So to kind of balance. And I just kept looking down. And I don't know if he just had too good of a lock on me on top and he was stronger than me, or it felt that way. But if you notice, I'm like a bull just looking down, down, down. And I think that I didn't do myself any favors there. And then here I was just trying to like kind of get my bearings and kind of reset. And I'm hearing, I could hear professor telling me to kind of work for the underhook and to kind of like to almost go on my side, calm down a bit. I got to
Yeah.
notice he was looking at him saying that. So I noticed that he started immediately trying to flatten me out. So, so at that point, I was like, okay, this guy's like pretty solid heavy. And I was like, let me not burn energy and let me just like take my time because I saw the time and I'm like, okay. But then I see that it's 2-2,
Oh,
and
you
then
finally got your
it's
points. I just
like
noticed that.
like did you see what I'm saying? Like it's like way over half the match, right? So in my mind, I'm like, okay, so now it's 2-2, but he's got the advantage, and I'm like, okay, now I'm struggling because he's got me flat. So I keep trying to shrink to the side, but he's doing a really good job with his left knee hugging my hip, like blocking my hip.
Okay.
So every time
There
I
it
move
is.
over, he did a good job blocking there.
Hold on. Let me put
I
this
was
down.
okay. I was doing what Henry did last time when you were trying to grab the outside just to create a little space.
Sick.
Just mute that.
So you see there, I'm trying to establish an Ezekiel because I noticed that it's 2-2, advantage him. So I know if he at least breaks out of it, I'm thinking strategy here. In my mind was like, if she calls
Get an advantage.
and me, then it'll at least be tied, and then we can force the match to a judge's decision, right? Now,
Yeah.
mind you, I got it in. I'm holding it for a solid 30. She doesn't give me anything. I go re-up again and try to get it in again to see if I get another second attempt. I'm staring at her, nothing. And all he's doing at this point is just straight up stalling, which never got called for stalling either.
In your Ezekiel attempt, did it seem like it was working?
So I got here right across to here, and then I started pulling away. Then he essentially buffed up, went down. I still had it, and then I brought him back down to reset it again. And that's also so in either event, nothing. And I was like, okay,
Oh, you had the underhook and you let him get it back.
yeah. I was so on that one. See right there, I was
Oh,
hoping.
Oh,
So I didn't
Oh,
get anything on that either.
there's nothing to get on that one
So,
though.
so in my no meaning like, so I messed up the underhook on that one. But then there, had I just pounced on him,
Oh
I
yeah,
feel
you
like
got
okay,
a sweep. You would have got the
that
sweep.
was like at that point I'm gassed. I was like
Yeah.
I didn't. So to me, it was like a millimeter like reaction time. Had I just done that, I don't even think we're having this discussion because I felt for power, I was able to finally keep up.
Yep.
And at that point, they're telling me is like a few seconds, so I just got to go for a Hail Mary right here. And then I was just trying to like do
Trying to
something,
get something. Yeah.
something, man. Because again, if let's just let's say I pulled off I don't know guillotine attempt and he got out of it still, it would have ended 2-2, 1-1 advantage.
Yeah.
And looking at this, I don't think it was ever going to go my way with her anyway. I would have probably still ended up losing, but it was a weird one, man. I felt like I think a lot of it. I look back, and it's like little technique things like we talked about, Rafa, like the half guard. I just didn't taking a pause from like not laying out flat, just even if you're shrimping a little to the side, the underhook. A lot of it was like timing. So I gotta chalk that up to doing a lot more drilling on the half.
Yeah. I think that underhook like really killed it.
Yeah,
Not getting it. Like not even the second one that yeah, like just from the beginning, like as soon as you got into the half guard, forcing that to get the underhook. That like
yeah,
that because without it you're not like they have the advantage. You're not going anywhere without it.
yeah. And
Nice man.
I think one of the earlier like, towards the end, right before the half, that I could have gone under hook. I think I was hoping that he would pivot one way, so I could have used his equilibrium against him and gone for the sweep back to the right. And then that's what I was hoping for, but it didn't work out that way.
Gotcha. Give me a second. Gotta make sure the internet speed is up. Any other thoughts?
I might be crazy enough to try heavyweight again. I don't know. It might be open.
I saw you sign up for heavyweight.
Yeah. I
I
don't
was like,
know.
oh, okay, it's going,
I think part of
going.
me
but
was some redemption to it there. I don't know, man.
so what do you feel the difference is between now that you've done heavyweight, and medium heavy?
So for I would tell you for what I felt. Obviously, Henry, you know better than I do on this. I kind of felt that it almost felt like the goal was to stall out as long as you could and kill as much off the clock as you could. So what I was feeling when I was in the half and I was flat was all he did was drop his hips down, and I just
Mhm.
felt his weight. And I was telling this to Ralphie, I genuinely felt like I couldn't move him. Man. Like I was really trying to like push, and he felt like solid base heavy, and I was like, damn, like I'm struggling to get this like to fight for an inch here. And so that's why I would like slow down, pause, not try to burn all my energy, not try to tire out my forearms. And
Mhm.
it started in my head. I was like, man, it's me against the clock right now. This guy's just stalling. There's no, she's not doing no countdowns because I've gotten I've been in tournaments where the judges are really quick to kind of give you that minus advantage, right, and penalize you for what they feel like is stalling. Like I didn't see any of that there, and he was just chilling towards the end. So for me, I felt like they were a lot stronger than their weight indicated. Does that make sense? I thought
Mhm.
it was in, you know what I mean? Um, in my mind, I thought like physique wise, I think we were both the same. I felt in my mind,
Yeah.
but you know,
What about when it comes to speed? Do you feel like the that weight
I
class is slower or
I felt like it was, yeah, I would say it was slower.
uh,
That's what it felt like because I've done 181. And that's to me that was really fast. Like you feel like you're in like a mini race, right? And then medium heavy, I
uh,
felt like okay, it slowed down a bit, and then I felt like once it was heavy, it was like, hey man, we're cool if the matches are 2-0, like you know, or 3-0, and so I was like, all right, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it definitely feels like the heavier you go, the slower it is, but the more strength behind it you have to endure
Yeah,
it.
man. Like those 5 minutes do not feel like five, you know, like they feel a lot longer. If you're in a compromised position, you're just like, oh man, this is an eternity
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
How do you feel now? Like at so you're still around the heavyweight weight right now?
So right now, I've been weighing myself. When I wake up in the morning, I'm trending about anywhere between 200 and 201.
Okay.
So given where I was a couple of months ago, I feel like my natural progression, possibly by summer, I should feel comfortable naturally, just without having to do crazy dieting or anything. I'll eventually get
Yeah.
back to me. So, but given how Miami Open was like a month after Pans, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna do this crazy diet restriction, and then kind of walk in
Hmm.
feeling like my
Yeah.
levels all over the place.
Yeah. How do you feel? I mean, as I guess it's been like a few weeks since Pans. How do you feel like at the weight now? Like, do you feel like better, like the same, like just from training or?
I feel better, to be honest with you. I think I think it's more the mindset of getting used to going with folks who are stronger than you. So I do get, you know, we're fortunate we do have folks who are stronger than us training with us. So going whether it's with Henry, Ruben, John, and their different speeds and mindset. I think it kind of you could start. I feel like I'm starting to create this like muscle memory, right? Where it's not like, oh man, I'm dreading something happening or dreading to be in this position. It's almost like, okay, let's get into this uncomfortable position and let's see if I can crack the code in my head and figure something out. Sometimes I feel like more often than not, I'm not cracking, but I also feel like that's also the point. Like eventually, you got to keep pushing yourself until you do figure it out.
You also got to remember you cut the weight pretty fast. You were over 220, so
Man,
that kind of had to do,
when I came back, I
had a
was 225. Man, it was wild.
yeah. So you cut that weight in what few months? That had a
Yeah.
lot to play, a lot to do. Also, you got tired because of that. Because I remember when I competed at 195, I lost 15, 20 pounds like in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and after my first match, I was gassed, tired, or yeah. Depending on how you lose the weight, that has a lot to do on how you perform.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. That's why I was like, I'm I'm okay, slow and steady and give my
Yeah.
time to adjust. So that's why I'm fine. You know, I mean, trying it again in Miami Open, again, you never know, right? Those guys could be, you know, different physiques, different shapes, different, styles, right? And,
Mhm.
I may feel a little different after that, but, I'm okay at the moment with challenging myself to do it again.
Yeah. No, but now that you've been at that weight for a few weeks, you're gonna feel a lot better now when you
Yeah,
go
yeah,
out to Miami
definitely,
Open now.
definitely. Yeah. I would say that whether it was the weird in between pause that they did during the match, um,
Oh yeah,
I
that
don't know
too.
if that I'm going to say that probably contributed a lot to it, but
Yeah.
probably the first time in all the years of doing pants that my forearms were not shot by the time we were done.
Good point.
I
Yeah,
would say that was
I
the
was pretty
first
good.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because normally that's some like for me that's it because everybody wants to like strangle you at the beginning.
I do think too, though, like about the forearms thing. Like in our first few years of competing, especially at Pans, that adrenaline that you have, that like you're just gripping for life.
Yeah,
I think we're just probably getting like more comfortable into it now after like 5 6 years of training. You know.
I would definitely say that's true. I mean, you still get excited, you still get like the jitters or the little anxiety and adrenaline pumping through, but I feel like that's more like excitement and looking forward to something versus like being concerned about something, right? So I think that's a little different, and similar to what Henry mentioned during his matches, where I wasn't feeling it out beforehand. I was just matching, and then
Mhm.
in this case, I was intentionally feeling him out, including mirror matching in terms of the grips and stuff, just to see what was he coming to the table with, and maybe if I could get like any sort of insight to the type of strategy he was trying to do. So I think that I kind of applied that to training as well with the stand up. So every time we go live, it's been more of like, okay, I'm not going guns blazing and trying to try all these judo takedowns or anything immediately. It's just like, okay, let's see what naturally comes.
True that. True
Yeah.
that. Cool. Yeah, but like we already talked about that, but like the underhook, crucial part of half guard. Yeah, I think you did great though. Like I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. That reversal of the takedown into the sweep.
The single leg into the flip into the side, yeah.
Yeah, and
I'm
I'm
on
happy you eventually got your points for it too.
yeah. I mean, that was wild.
Let me see. Oh yeah, so the thing about the stalling though, I'm not sure how that rule actually works because like let's say you were going for the Ezekiel and he's like just holding you down and stuff like that. I wonder if they can consider like, well, he's defending the choke, so he's like not quote unquote not stalling because he's defending and stuff. Um,
That one makes sense. That's fair. Like
I
if he's coming from a defensive position, that makes sense.
Because like
Interesting, yeah.
I never really looked into the rules of stalling like too deeply, but I know let's say you're in close guard, and what I understand like let's say you open your guard right, and they don't move, and it's like for a
Mhm.
certain amount of time, then they can put that as a stalling penalty. But yeah, I don't know how they like all the ins and outs of what's considered a stall and stuff like that. Um, yeah, it's hard to say, but I think like if you weren't going like let's say you couldn't move right,
Yeah.
uh, and then he's just like holding you down and not trying anything, not trying to pass the guard or anything, then I think he's gonna be at risk for the stall. Like from side control, if you do the same thing, you're just holding the person in side control, you're not moving,
Yeah.
then you'll get a stall for that. But let's say you try to do some crazy baseball choke from side control, and he's like defending it, then they're not really gonna give him a stall and stuff like that. So yeah, it's like, I don't know. I just don't like to rely on the referees because a lot of that stuff becomes subjective. Of okay, is that a stall? Is that whatever, you know? So like just try not to put it in their hands.
No, I agree 100%, man. Like that's the tough part. I would always tell my wife this joke. I would tell her I'd rather get tapped out and pass out in front of everybody than lose by the judge's decision. like, like I really just like
I don't know about all
like just
that,
leave no doubt behind. It was done. like. versus like, hey.
You wake up with somebody slapping your face like, hey, you good? You good? Like, huh? What just happened
Oh, big night,
here?
big night.
Oh, man.
But yeah,
Give me some salt.
cool. All right, you ready to move on from this one?
Let's do it.
Cool. All right, let's go back over here. And let me see, we got Junior in the chat. Let me see where this thing's gonna show. Oh my goodness, that's huge. Give me a second. Hold on. Let's go. All right, I'll put it right here. Junior says, what's up? And he's just here learning. Shout out to you, Junior. Shout out to you. All right. Next. So here's another question, right, for you guys, because we're not all spring chickens anymore. We're like aged turkeys at this point. So how do you guys deal with? How do you guys deal with training getting older? I was talking to Henry earlier this week about training is not how it used to be. It's getting rougher. So how do you guys deal with it getting older?
Man, I feel like recovery is taking a lot longer, man. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like I know, Rafa, you're Master 3. I'm gonna be 40 this year, so I'm gonna start my last turn at that. But I feel like, man, after tournaments, it kind of, you're like, oh, okay, it's been a couple of days, you're still kind of feeling some type of way. I'm like, what's going on here? Like, like you're walking a little gingerly at work, and you're just like, okay.
And you're like, pizza.
Yeah, man, I just want all the bad food in the world after.
What about you, Justin? How do you? Well, Justin's not even really getting older, so shouldn't be asking that question. But go ahead, Justin. Go ahead. Just answer. Master 1, Bones of Steel. But you're not 26 anymore, so.
No, but I don't know. I don't do as like. I mean, I don't try to do crazy stuff in training, but like I'm a lot more aware now of just like where I'm putting my body. Like if I could try this, but if this doesn't work out, I'm probably gonna like if I like this past week, like a lot of times I'll try to go for arm bars in training, and then people will start to stack me, and I'll try to hang in there. But like, it's one of those things like over time, like now I'm just like, I'm trying not to like end up like on my neck like that, just because of the, like over the years, like I think it was this week or last week, I was like turning or something, and we were doing like crunches, and like the top of my like back was like, I was like, oh, that does not feel good. And I'm like, and I know it's just from like, over time. So I feel, I don't know, stuff like that I'm at least a little more aware of now. That and, like, just trying not to like if I know I don't have a position, just letting go and kind of like resetting just so I don't like, because I may feel fine then, but, like a few days later, training again, and I'm going to feel it again, and it's going to be worse. So
you're not bicep
stuff
curling
like
people anymore?
that first year was crazy.
How about you, Henry?
Just time. Time is your best friend with this. I feel like you get little micro injuries and pesky injuries that don't go away, depending on, like for me, my knees. Right now, if I do like go for a double leg or something, it's trying to get shooting for the double and getting up, just as bad, keeping my guard closed. It's painful. I don't know. Hopefully, with time, professor was telling me sometimes the recovery is your best friend. So taking time away to fully recover.
We need to. We each need to build a cold plunge. So as soon as we get home from
Yeah.
training, we just jump in the cold plunge. I gotta set mine up. I have mine. I just have to. I haven't I gotta clean it and fill it back up and everything. But it does work though. It does work.
And you
don't have to go like and share the ice water with a bunch of people who just finished training and are sweaty and stuff like that. That does not. That That looks like a safety hazard for ringworm.
Ralphie
Dirty
with
bathwater.
Ralphie with
Calvo.
a promo for Ocean.
But no, I think like that probably be like something we at this point we got to do because um and like thinking about especially Henry and Nahum, like you guys train with people if not heavier than you, then just as heavy, and a lot younger as well. So
Yeah.
like that's got to take a beating. Like even when you do
Yeah.
good, it's like was it worth it? You know, thinking about like when you think about like somebody like Nick, 25, 26 years old or something like that, big, strong,
Yeah,
flexible,
yes,
and
sir.
Yeah.
and then you go and then a Ruben, then a Jean, like, and then some of the people they might not show up for a while. So when they do come back, they full of energy, healed, and then
Yeah.
and then they're gone for another month or so.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Start breaking out crystal.
Stretching. I got to start stretching. I used to hate stretching, but
Oh my
it's gonna
god,
be
that is
crucial
so
now.
true. I absolutely hated stretching, but I gotta do it every even like I do it for 5 minutes every morning, but so helpful. Like I'm actually able to touch my toes and stuff like that. Crazy. So, but yeah, like also I would say for on my end as well. I just I try to focus more on technique as well, because as we get like more years in, and then you got to like rolling with like the newer people, younger people, lower belts, they're kind of crazy. So it's like it forces you to learn how to be more careful on what other people are doing as well, because at any given moment, like they can, because a lot of times they don't know what they're doing. They could just do something, and then now you're hurt. You know what I mean?
That's
Um,
fair.
so it's just like being careful. Also, like we used to go like almost every day. Now it's like 3 times a week, and so we do get that opportunity for recovery and stuff like that. So
So,
cool. Ready to get to the next video?
Do it.
All right,
do
we're
it.
going to review Sarah's fight. Sarah should be here to review her own fight, though. I'm just saying. Let me get the other one up. Let's go here and here. All right, so this is Sarah's fight. Um, I probably have done more live trainings with Sarah than anybody else. Like, I think I train with like every single day. I do live training with Sarah.
You right, you right.
So let's get to it.
Disclaimer before that the person that's in charge of checking the geese and the sizes, Sarah, she almost didn't make it to the
Again?
match just because she was
Dang.
being a that lady was
That
being a
lady was
stickler
crazy.
to everybody. Yeah, even Justin. She almost didn't let Justin enter
Yeah.
because she said there was a string on his belt or something, and
Oh
then
my
his
Yeah. A
pants.
goodness.
I'm
little
like, what are you
strand.
talking?
It's funny. I put tape around my stripes so they don't fall off, and like she was on like on the lower number side of the mats, right? Like the side that you all were
Yeah,
on, like, cause I was on the
Yeah,
other side. Wait, was yeah, yeah. Wait, where was she?
yeah,
he
you're on
was
the
on
other
that
side,
mat.
man.
I think number
I
two
was
was that number
okay.
two.
I was on 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was on mat 3.
Okay, yeah, cause like on my side it was real chill to get into
Yeah.
the both head.
Normally is.
But
Which
hey, so they were messing
yeah,
with her over there. That's crazy. Just you two, just
yeah,
like
there
your gi was brand
Yeah.
new.
I had to go to three
yeah,
people. It's like three
yeah.
different people. Like it
So
was
the lady that checked Sarah, she told her pants were too short, and then after that, there was something wrong with the other person. So she had a line backed up where she had to call somebody else to help her get the geese checked. And when this other person helped her. they were fine. So I don't know what was her deal. I don't know.
Probably her first time trying to prove
Could be.
herself.
Something.
You know.
So then I guess they were calling Sarah. So she kind of told her just pull your pants on a little so you could pass the inspection because this lady was being a stickler. So when as soon as she made it to the bullpen, they called her in and while she walked to the mat, and so she never even got a time to fix her pants.
Jeez. All right.
So
All
she
right.
started with her pants sagging.
Dang, Doug.
Ooh.
True gangster for real. All right, let's get to it. Oh yeah, she is sagging. That
All right, well, she got up
lady's
right away though.
that lady's
Yeah,
huge.
she kept on
Yeah,
getting
she kept
upset.
bouncing.
I ain't never seen
She
no
said
lady
Yeah,
like Sarah.
that's the only thing she was trying to go for. I guess just like that sweep where you throw the leg out and try to have your opponent trip and fall.
the sacrifice throw.
Yeah,
Nah, it's a collar drag. That like I do
yeah.
that one sometimes. It's a collar drag. You get the
with the
cross
leg
grip.
drop.
Yeah, it's like
You sit
you
down.
try to
Yeah,
try to sit and try to like
I'm
push
trying to
like to trip
remember.
him over.
Is she a lot taller than Sarah?
She looks a lot taller than Sarah from what I can see.
Right? In the video, it
and
looks like she's
she was taller.
like taller. So she was just trying to judo the match.
But But was then what we all go through, like let's say in a competition in training, you don't get that type of intensity when you join, unless you tell your training partner, hey, just give me all the intensity you got. But normally we don't go with that type of intensity. So she wasn't expecting that much intensity. She thought it was her first purple belt competition, but as far as you progress, you play more of a safe game. Safe meaning that the person is not going to panic and start doing the most. But hey, this was her game plan. It seemed like that was her only game plan, or the only thing in her game plan was to if that this sweep doesn't work or this pulling doesn't work, to just she didn't have a plan B
There
ready.
was
So
no
that's the
plan
only
B.
thing there was no plan B.
Plan B is
yeah.
complete plan A.
So eventually, I guess she went to do it again and fell backward.
I think she just
Ended
pulled
up in
guard at
half
that
guard.
point.
Yeah,
And you know what, man? Shout out to Sarah because I mean, people trying that many times and she kept recovering, man.
Yep.
yeah.
You know,
So
that can get
she did
tiresome.
good. There,
Yeah, you got
the girl almost had a sweep, but then she
good
turned
block.
back.
It is almost
She tried
impossible
to
to
take
sweep
the bag,
Sarah.
but she's like, nope.
It is almost impossible to sweep Sarah.
Yeah, she stands
Yeah,
up
she's
quick.
got
She
good back.
recovers quick. Somebody would have done that sweep on me or that when they pull and kick the leg out. I would have. For me to get back up, he would have. Give me a minute. My knees are not that fresh to stand back up like that again. So yeah, I guess she was trying to take her back from what she was saying. She was trying to take her back from here, but she never opened her guard, and it just ended. It ended like that, 0-0, no points, and the referee gave it to the girl.
Yeah.
For being more
Guessing it
active.
was from the attempts to take her down. And
They're trying to cross color.
yeah,
Henry, do you feel like in the old place, do you feel like she was getting in more intensity from because there were more girls there? Do you feel like she was getting any sort of intensity level training over there?
The only girl that would have gave her intensity would have been Jordana, right? Because the other girls were they knew less
Or
than
Laura.
her,
Well,
and
Laura.
Laura possibly Laura. But I tell her no, there's no person that'll give you intensity more than a male would, right? So if you want intensity, you just gotta talk it out with your training partner, like, hey, just bring intensity so you can work on that.
I don't know. It's tough. Um, Cause it's like from the guy side, knowing the right amount of intensity
Yeah,
to not overdo it. You know, because
yeah,
like, there's some
That comes with
people that,
maturity, Ralphie.
but like I don't know, cause like there's some people like when they're rolling with the woman, like it's they just go all out and they do too much.
yeah,
But then at the same time, it's like um, trying to, and I think that's why women are really good on the technique aspect is because they're not gonna really match the unless you're down of course, but they're not gonna match the strength for strength, you know. So like they're able to really get into like positions and stuff like that, but trying to have that right balance between pushing and not like overpowering. You know what I mean? But then
yeah.
when I see this, when this lady is like does that first pull, I'm like, oh, okay, I got to use a little bit more strength.
So, and I tried
Yes.
rolling her with her, but it won't work because I'm. She says, "Oh, I give too much space," but it's just because I'm a bigger person. For her, it's too much space, but for whoever who I roll with, it's not too much space. And then she also says, "Oh, doing giving me too much strength," but I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm giving you like
You see what I mean?
a lot less than."
Going back,
So like I try, but I'm not. Maybe if I were to do it more often, she'll get used to it. But
Yeah, but at the same time, like like you never really have the opportunity to roll with her at the gym and stuff like that.
yeah,
You know, so it's I don't know. It's kind of tough. Like if you don't have enough competitive women, it's gonna be tough to get that to get like to find like what's the right intensity to train at. Because
yeah,
then you'll be training at like skill wise you'll be getting there, but you're not gonna have that like that competitive adrenaline like
hmm
in training to be able, because this lady she just came like throwing people down and stuff like that. But knowing Sarah's more calm in when she's attacking and stuff like that. So I could see how
yeah,
she's like, oh, this I wasn't expecting like this lady just drag me down like that, you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I roll with her, but I don't either want to make it too easy. I try to make it somewhat challenging.
You probably use more technique.
Yeah, a lot less than
and
I would with those bigger guys. That yeah,
and this lady had used no technique, so it's like did we
yeah. So
did we not properly help her because we're using a lot of technique, but then she
yeah.
gets into the match and the lady's like, oh, I'm just gonna try to drag you down and like not, I don't know, it's hard to
When they try to
because
woman handle you, I would say manhandle, but I can't even say manhandle. It's woman handle you.
so um yeah, it's a tough
But I think it's just things that the more you do it, the more comfortable you get, the more experience you get. Just competing more, just you know what to expect and what you've seen it all, and that you'll get some experience from this and some knowledge and
yeah, it's been a
know what
while
it's
since you
like to go through
competed
this.
too.
Yeah,
I I think on her end though, she can like up her intensity when she's rolling
yeah,
with whoever she's rolling with. Like
yeah,
try to push whoever she's rolling with, and then they're naturally gonna go faster and a little bit more intensity and stuff like that. But maybe if she uses a little bit more intensity, at least on her end, she'll be working towards being the like the more aggressive person for her matches and stuff like that. So
Yeah, she's done that, and then she's like, "Oh, they're telling me I'm mean because I'm being too aggressive, doing too much."
Nah, I think she's mean just because of the words that she says. But
That too.
cool, cool. Uh, Final thoughts on this one?
I think she did good.
I think so.
The
I
girl
Yeah,
think
didn't
man.
score. The girl couldn't score any points, even though she was trying.
yeah, like all
Couldn't
those
get anything
takedown
done.
attempts, couldn't get nothing out of it. That's like to finish 0-0,
Yeah.
referee's decision. I mean, for not competing in a while, that was actually really really good to finish that
Yeah.
way. Man, she's gonna do Miami.
Yeah. Yes.
Are you doing Miami?
I'm thinking about it. The closer it gets, and now that we're reviewing these matches, these fights, and like, I gotta get it. I gotta get in there. Yeah.
All right, ready to move on?
Let's do it.
All right. Let me see. Next topic, and we'll go around the panel. What guard would you say is most important to develop? Let's start with Henry.
What was the question? What guard?
Yeah, what guard would you say is the most important to develop?
Ooh. Oh wow. That's a good question. You can't just pick one.
Like
Can't
when I
just have
say
one.
when I say most important to develop, like it's like not in what you can do with it, but it's like essential to have a couple of moves from there, and really like you can always do something from there. Because
For me,
there's
it'll
like
be how.
there's a lot of guards, so it's like you
Yeah.
and you have to narrow it down to like what's the emergency. So go ahead, Henry.
For me, I'll go to. I feel more comfortable in half guard. I feel like I could get more sweeps from there and taking the back and sweeps from half guard. So for me, I kind of rely too much on that guard. That's what happened to me in pants when it didn't work. I'm like, oh crap! It normally works for me, so now I have to work for like a plan B guard because I went from full to half. Or when I pull to half guard. Normally I get a sweep there, or I could take the back or something. Kimura, something's available, but when they just hunkered me down and pulled me, and I couldn't really move, it kind of opened my eyes. I like, okay, and that doesn't always work, but that's what I prefer when I train. Half guard works for me.
What about you, Justin? Which guard would you say
uh,
is the most important to develop?
I guess for me, I feel like it would be like just a closed guard. I feel like at least for me, like you have more control over the, the training, well, over the opponent. You can control their posture and everything. I mean, you have like submissions from there. You can transition from there to go to like scissor sweeps and stuff. So, you know, that's at least I don't know. I feel like you can still go for stuff, but you're not in like a really like a bad position either. So you just have a lot of options. But um, at least that's what I think.
What about you, know?
So for me, I've been trying to get better like De La Hiva into an X guard, and I feel like at least from what I've seen in two different schools, I found like the more seasoned and tenured folks have really like added that to their game and really like developed a lot from it, and it works really really well. From whether it's defensive position to setting up offense. So for me, I kind of feel like you get comfortable with half, but that might be like a nice little transition. You know what I mean? To get to start developing on that. So I've been trying to do that. So I think for me, I would say that.
So I'm with Henry, but only for the sense that like important to develop is because in one form or another you're gonna end up in half guard, right? Because you can always trap somebody in half guard, and then a lot of people they'll get there and then they won't know what to do, and that's like it's either like from half guard you're gonna sweep them, you're gonna recover like your to another guard, or you're gonna get passed. Like it's and so for me, I'm like, well, especially when you have short legs, right? Unlike all of you guys here, but when you have short legs, um, you're naturally gonna get to half guard because like let's say you're in close guard, like Justin's talking about, and as soon as they open the guard, um, like you're probably going to end up in half guard before they pass. So it's like for me, I'm like, okay, well, if I'm always ending up in this guard, anyways, let me figure out what to do with it. And then once, so now that's always like my rescue guard. Like, all right, when everything else isn't working, let me go into half guard and see if I can sweep them, and go from there. Um, but like still getting better at the other guards. Like from a De La Hiva, you can get to like a tripod sweep and all these other things. But when all else fails, as long as I can get that underhook, then I'm confident that I'll be able to find some type of sweep from there, to or be able to recover to a full guard and start attacking from there. But like if for me if you don't know what to do from there, then you're just gonna get passed. Like it's just inevitable. You're gonna get mounted. You're gonna get side controlled, whatever it is. But it's just gonna be inevitable if you don't know how to do something in that transitory phase. You can that can be your 2 points to a 4 point mount. It could be 2 points to a it could be a sweep to a pass. So think about it like this, right? If you catch them in half guard and you sweep them over, and you free your leg to a mount, that's like two. If they give you the pass, that's five. They give you mount, that's nine, all in like one little sequence. You know what I mean? Or it could be um, their their five or their 7 points. There could be a three for the pass and another four for the mount if you don't know how to use it correctly. You know.
Yeah.
So I
Yes,
think
sir.
so. Yeah, I think it's not the. There's a lot of guards that you can do a lot of stuff from, like the X guard, the De La Riva guard, but the bailout. I think that's more of a bailout guard, that it's essential to know how to do like a couple of things from there. You know.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. Let me check the chat real quick. We have my guy Rod Brown. What's up, Rod Brown? Says I'm taking notes so a boxer like me can survive a sparring match with y'all. You won't make it. You won't make it. We'll take a jab to get into guard. All right. What's up, Rod Brown? Happy to have you here. All right. Let's get to. All right. We got time. We got time. Let's get to this last video of my pants match from last year. I have not watched a second of this yet. Let me get this off the screen. All right, so this is last year, 2024 pants. Let's see what happens here. That guy was tall.
That looks
Never
long,
noticed that.
man.
Huh?
He looks long.
Yeah, I didn't even notice how tall he was.
Like I say, everybody's the same height on the ground.
Yeah. I actually prefer taller people. I have more leg to grab. But it was so bad last year. Like we had no warm ups in training,
Yeah.
no real live training, and just making it to weight. Oh my god, Ugh, that was a nightmare.
Brutal.
How much you lost?
How much weight I lost?
Yeah,
What for this competition last year?
yeah.
So this one was right after, like maybe a month or so after the Miami Open. So it wasn't much. It was just like maybe like 9 pounds or something. It wasn't much, but the thing is, all years before that, I would just have to go to class every day, right? And I would have to worry about
Mm,
nothing. Just go to class every day, and with the warm ups, live training, whatever, I'll be good. But once we lost last year, like we just didn't do. I'm telling you, we'll do like the regular warm ups up to the what do you call it, the rocking chair, and then it's like, all right, get on
Uh,
the wall. You remember that now? But I get on the wall, and I'm
yeah.
like, I don't know how I'm gonna make it. I'm like, I had no idea how I was gonna make it
mm.
to competition. So I was like, all right, I gotta do something. Use a sauna, do something. I don't know. It was crazy. It was crazy. He only has three.
Yeah.
I thought he had way more than that at this point. But yeah, I'm just like holding on to half guard at this point. I think he won or he got second place last year,
Okay.
and I was 40 in this match. So I was like 1 year away from Master Three. I was dreaming about it. I was like, I can't wait to get to Master Three. But even though I had the underhook, he has like the whizzer, so it's like hard to move.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like he was just trying to hook your arm.
So he got like 10 points off that one, because he should get them out on that one too. These
He went
scorekeepers
from
get
half
lit
to
to mount.
yeah.
And then he was trying to, I forgot I think he was trying to do like either a cross collar or Ezekiel or something, but
Wow.
okay. Yeah, he's trying
oh
to
yeah,
cross
see.
collar. And all I was thinking about was like at that point was like, man, there's a nice bowl of acai waiting, and then we about to go to dinner.
I think I was a few mats down getting my arm ripped out.
After he had mounted, I was like, oh, it's time for acai. It was a good one too. Yeah, I did not care at all. I was like, all right, well, I paid for it. I'm here. Let's go and get it over with.
So what was different other than the training from that one and the past ones?
Which past ones?
Let's say that year and the year before, because you did the year before. That was 2024. You did 2023.
The voice in your corner is one of them. Um, There's that. Uh, there's been so like the years before, I didn't have to really work hard for. I didn't really have to work hard for the weight. So when you, and I'm sure you guys have, well, everyone except for Justin, I'm sure that you guys have had to to deal with this where it's like you work so hard to make it to weight that you get like you can't focus as much on the training as you would normally do because like I gotta make weight, I gotta watch what I'm eating, I gotta go and do this, I gotta hit the gym, I gotta do this. So now like you're training, but it's not like that's your main focus. But also like the training was just not good as well. It's like you guys know like in previous years like we'd have the competition training and like
Yeah.
it would be like we would
Hmm.
be really pushed in that competition training. Um,
Yeah.
you know, and there were a lot of people to train with and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
even like this year, with you know less people, our training was still very intense. You know, but not
Yeah.
having that and all the changes that were happening and stuff like that, so it just made it real difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean,
And
I like in that one, like I was like honestly, I went because Nahum and I were talking about it for like weeks. Like, are we really going to this? Like, are we really gonna show
Yeah.
up?
It was a
But
toss up, man. It was a toss
yeah, it
up.
was. But I was like, I'm like, I don't want to lose the money
Yeah.
for it. I'm like, let me just go.
We were, I
Um,
mean, yeah, we weren't even sure we were going to have anybody in our corner, man. We were,
yeah,
uh,
like
all
once.
that,
Well, go ahead.
no, all that was going on. I think that was the main reason I didn't even sign up. That was,
Makes sense.
yeah,
yeah, it
all
was,
that craziness.
it was wild.
But like once. Hold on. Once that part happened, I was like, oh, I'm done. Like, I've had enough. I'm like, as long as I don't get submitted, I'm good. I'm ready. I'm like, I'm ready to go to have this dinner and have this bowl of acai and call it a day. I showed up. I beyond my best judgment. I'm here. But yeah, I didn't. That was my least cared about tournament.
It was right before that one we did the Miami Open, right?
Yep, we did the Miami
Oh
Open
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
like beginning of
Hmm.
that was
February,
February. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that one went pretty good.
yeah. That was good
Yeah.
training. Yes.
Was that the one? Which one
Wait,
was that one?
wait.
I'm trying to remember which one that was. Which fight I had on that one. There was. Wait, last year. Oh, I don't think he won last year. I think the person who won Miami Open won last year. Pads in my division.
Oh,
I think he went up against them in the finals, and I think the other guy won. But yeah, I was like, it's over. Let's call it a night. Is what it is. Let's go back. Yeah, it was. I had a much better time this year. Much more ready. So, and the whole crew was back in Orlando. So last year was just me and Nahum. We're like, oh, this sucks.
Uh,
yeah.
I went back the same day. I think yeah, I just went up and back down.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
I think yeah, no, we stayed with family. So I was like, I'm just gonna go back over there, hang out. That's when I first had my first Culver's burger, which is pretty good, I must say.
Ooh,
In
delicious.
Orlando, at least. And then when I came back down here and I had one, I'm like, oh, this sucks.
Oh,
The one down here is not as
oh
good.
no.
I mean, look,
Yeah.
the one in Orlando, like, it was so pretty. Like the burger actually looks like the picture. Then I went to the one around the
Oh,
corner over here, and I got one. I'm like, this is all like the bread is all like soggy on it and stuff. I'm like, oh, this sucks. So I'm only gonna
dang.
go to it in Orlando.
I haven't had that yet. I gotta try it.
It's good. It's good. They have like they
Yeah,
use Wisconsin cheese and stuff like that. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
they got little pints of custard in the little fridge.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. Well, that's about it for tonight. Let me check the chat real quick, and then we'll get up out of here. Junior says to Rod Brown, I don't want to fight anybody, so I practice running, and if that fails, then I know how to shoot. But I run first every time. That's a good point. That's a good point. Shooting is always an option, right? Make this bigger. Let's see. Um, Rod Brown says, everybody the same height on the ground. Perfect. So I have a chance. And he also said that's a perfect strategy for Junior. Yes, I mean, running is a great strategy. As long as they don't have a gun, then they can shoot you in the
Yeah.
back. So, yeah. Anyways, any final thoughts, everybody, before we get out of here?
No.
Hmm.
Back to training
Heal up.
tomorrow. I'm signing up now. I'm signing up for
Yeah, let's
Miami.
do
Let's
it.
do
Let's
it.
do it.
Let's
Okay,
do it.
nice, nice.
Yo,
Justin's
man,
already
it's all,
signed up. Nahum's already signed
can,
up. I'm signed up.
can we agree? Can we agree to go for absolute if we podium? Can we all agree?
I always, yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, now I'm always goes for absolute. So here's the
I'm for it.
situation,
I'm
right?
for it.
Yeah, let's go. And we did
There
it
is,
last time. We did
right
it last
now
Yeah.
time.
there is
Blue belt, we
nobody.
did it.
There's nobody in my division right now, right?
Roscoe
So
and Absolute. Oh,
I'm like, I'm like, well, why not?
Let's
Why not?
go.
Honestly, like where I have this up somewhere, but I'm like,
this will be the first time. Have you ever
yeah,
done
for
Absolute?
nope. Only,
No.
only in our gym. Hold on, let me see
It's all
something real
right.
Oh,
quick.
Man. Just stand up.
The funny thing is, right? Right now, everyone in Master 3, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right now, there's only 10 people, like across all the weight classes and Master 3. Three heavies, or three people in heavy, one person in super heavy, two in medium heavy, two in middle, one in light, and then me in light feather.
Hmm.
So yeah, be interesting. We'll see. We'll see.
I noticed in Absolute weight, most of the people that sign up are middle and heavy, medium heavy and
Yeah,
heavy.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
That's
see.
fun. Absolutely.
Cause I don't feel like going to fight in Master 2. And even in Master 2, I think it's feathering up. So I don't know.
Hmm.
We'll see. We'll see.
Doing
Anyways,
Nogi too.
no,
Signing
I
up for
am not
Nogi.
doing. I'm not doing nogi. I'm not doing nogi. Just because y'all saw me do one nogi class in the past 2 years. That ain't happening. All right. Anybody else? Anything else before we get out?
I might do both. I might sign up for both.
Oh, really? Oh,
Let's do it.
Nogi
Let's
action.
do it. Haven't done
Are
Nogi
you
in like 3 years, but let's
are you
go.
actually gonna show up to nogi classes?
Nope.
Just gonna wing it.
I might. Who knows? I'll
You
practice
start
some
reaching
Nogi.
for the gi.
Oh, man.
All
I'll
right.
think about it. Let's see.
Well, let's sign up. Let's sign up for the gi first, Henry, and then we'll think about no gi.
Um,
All right, y'all. It's been real. Everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Rod Brown Jr., you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. Good night to the panel. You guys take care. We're out.
Good night. Good night.
Good night, everybody.